The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carusa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. John, what's going on in Mendon?
Thanks, Chris. I just want to remind everyone that there is a presidential primary on Tuesday, April 2nd. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. Early voting is March 23rd through March 30th. Early voting is available at various locations and at various times in Monroe County. There will not be an early voting site in the town of Mendon. There also will be a primary in June on Tuesday, June 25th. And of course, the general election, which this is a presidential year. Leap year always reminds me of that. And that is on Tuesday, November 5th. I did want to talk a little bit today about hydrofluorocarbon standards. So there's an amendment before the state that is going to be largely unachievable for existing food stores. In some of our neighboring communities, we've seen various stores come and go. There's a limited supply of what would constitute compliant refrigerants in existence today that would largely prevent many in the industry from meeting those new standards. This alone will reduce existing retail food stores in operation throughout New York. Current estimates to retrofit these existing stores and meet the new standards is anywhere between $750,000 to $1 million per store. There's no suitable refrigerants available at the present time, which would meet all these standards, and mandating new standards at the state level and the timeline proposed for the existing stores is unachievable. Retail food industry will face significant upheaval, adversely impacting communities throughout our state. In small towns like us, we've all seen the price of everything, including groceries, go up substantially. And this would only cause further costs to be passed on to the consumer. The use of these refrigerants in the state, this is not the best way to achieve this goal. It would impose unrealistic and costly prohibit the use of HFCs that are far more aggressive than anywhere else in the United States, including the recently finalized Federal Technology Transit Rule. This, as I said, would be a significant financial burden, disrupt operations, and compromising the state's ability to deliver on key climate commitments. So I would ask that you contact your state representatives and talk to them about this, because we are seeing, as I mentioned, increased costs throughout the state, as well as in all types of things, from food to restaurants to everything in between. So please keep that in mind and feel free to contact your state representatives. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Okay, Mike, over to you. What's going on in Lima?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for having us again. Of course, that which is on everybody's mind is the combination Dollar Tree Family Dollar. This past Monday, signs were put up on the front of the building that they are closing and that everything is wildly discounted, which of course filled the parking lot and the inside with people looking for bargains. Nationwide, Family Dollar owns Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar. So The Dollar Tree folks have not had the best go of it in the last year. And so they are closing like 1,000 locations across the country. And the one in Lima appears to be one of them. So the store is being emptied out. The building owner is well aware of what's going on, and I'm sure we'll be seeking a new tenant. So there's bargains there. Certainly avail yourself of them. When the bargains are gone, they're gone. The store will close, and then Lima will be looking forward to something new, but we don't know what that is. So the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council is having their annual spring training session. This kind of session is for government leaders, people on planning boards, zoning boards, and interested citizens. It's going to be held out at the GCC campus on Thursday, May 16th in Batavia. The cost to attend is $60, and you have until April 30th to register. If you have questions, you can contact Emily Royce. Her email address is eroyce, that's ROYCE, at gflrpc.org. Of course, the solar eclipse is still coming. And so if you don't have your glasses yet, there's a bunch of different ways that you can get them. I know that the Lima Library had a quantity of them. You have to sign up, and then you can get the glasses for free. Don't know if they still have them. They were being sold at Milk and Honey for $2 each. They're also being sold at the Lima Town Hall for $2 each. There will be a quantity of eclipse glasses available at Mark Tubbs Park for free for the Sunday and Monday events. Sunday, there's going to be a black light disco and party starting at 6 p.m. and going till 11. And then on Monday, starting noonish, there will be all kinds of things going on in the park leading up to the eclipse. Food trucks, viewing tent with large screens so you can see what's going on before and after, and all those things. However, if you don't want to attend the event or go to the library, then your only choice, if you're going to watch from home, is to either purchase the glasses yourself somewhere or go to Milk and Honey or the town hall. Town hall probably has about 150 pairs left. And so when they're gone, they're gone. Remember, there will be a lot of traffic. Plan to arrive early wherever you're planning to be on the day of the eclipse, and to stay late because the traffic is going to be sort of locked up for a while. Any questions? Certainly give us a call at the town hall, 582-1130. We will be open that morning on the 8th, but we will be closing at noon so that everybody can take advantage of the event. And lastly, it is March. And so March is in Livingston County, we hold the Main Streets Go Blue for colorectal cancer event. Massive sign up in front of the town hall. And I like to take this opportunity to speak to everybody about colorectal cancer and getting tested. Now, I'm a colorectal cancer survivor. It happened to me way before you would actually start your testing. So if you want to avoid the 7 trips in and out of the operating room that I had to go through, get tested. There are ways that you can do it from home with cards, work with your physician. There's also the colonoscopy. I've had 7 of them so far. I'm pretty sure that you can have one. So don't wait. Remember, if you're seeing any blood in the toilet, on the paper, or in your stool, it's time to call your doctor. And that's all I've got, Chris.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Now it's over to Steve in Henrietta. Steve, what's happening in Henrietta?
So we have a grand opening date for our golf course. It is Tuesday, May 7th, opening at 7 a.m., excuse me. Unfortunately, because of the short window between when we finally obtained the property and when we're opening, combined with the condition of the clubhouse and all the rules by the state liquor authority, we will not be able to have a liquor license in place for the 2024 golf season. So it will essentially be bring your own beer. We will have vending machines there for some food and drink. But again, we will not be able to operate a kitchen essentially. The condition of the kitchen was not good at all. And I'll leave it at that. So we're excited. We're moving towards that opening. The current snowfall is a little bit of a setback, but we had a lot of, it seemed like we didn't have winter during winter, but now that it's spring, we've got winter. So hopefully it won't last long. We'll be able to get back to completing the improvements to the irrigation system. But either way, we expect to be opening, and we won't pave the entire parking lot because we're looking at during the off season between 2024 and 2025, we're looking at the possibility of demolishing the clubhouse and having a restaurateur build a new restaurant there, which would have a small clubhouse attached to it. So if we decide to go that route, we would probably go out to bid in the fall. The East River Road reconstruction project has started to move forward with the county. So that is both the road itself as well as the multimodal path that we're building thanks to grants from State Senator Patrick Gallivan, who used to represent Henrietta. He has since been redistricted that we're no longer part of his territory, as well as money from Assembly Member Harry Bronson. So excited to finally get that going. As you've probably heard me complain before, DASNY was incredibly painful on this process to get it finally approved, but we are able to get more done for the same dollar thanks to an intermunicipal agreement we have with Monroe County, who essentially included in their bid projects. So all of the deployment costs and a bunch of the startup costs, there were a lot of cost savings by the fact that the same people doing the road work will also be able to do the multimodal path work. So very excited about that. When complete, we will have a continual multimodal path from Lehigh Station Road all the way up to Farnham Drive, River Meadow Drive. So that's going to be huge. The county DOT is doing the work on East River Road so that there will never be road closures, but there may be lane closures. So, they might have a flagman and it'll be constrained to a single lane. They are fully aware of the amount of traffic that road gets and when it sees its peak travel time. So they will try to avoid doing lane closures during peak travel times. But obviously, road reconstruction of this magnitude can't be done without some disruption. So don't expect to not be disrupted by this work. When completed, it will be a major overhaul of East River Road from the Thruway up to Jefferson Road, including additional turn lanes, straightening out a couple intersections, and adding a center turn lane for a large stretch that has a lot of driveways off of the road. So very excited about that. Can't remember if I mentioned it previously, but New York State DOT did announce that they are going to be repairing and repaving East Henrietta Road. We've put in place an agreement with them to Move and adjust utilities as needed. So again, they are going, in addition to repaving, they are going to do some reconfiguration, especially between Lehigh Station Road and Calkins Road. There's some center turn lanes that will be expanded. They're going to be replacing a culvert. When they do that, there will be a road closure and a detour. But there will be notices sent out long in advance. Anyone who's driven this road knows it's long overdue. Unfortunately, it's going to be a 2-year process, so it's not going to be exactly speedy, but when done, it should be smooth sailing for some time, which again, it has not been. That road has been in horrible shape for years. So that work is from the thruway to I-390 overpass. So for those wondering about West Henrietta Road, which is also in rough shape, there is no current plans for the portion of West Henrietta Road in Henrietta. They are basically starting from Mount Hope and working south. So they are currently working on plans to redo the section through Brighton. If it reaches into Henrietta, it will just be right around the Brighton-Henrietta Town Line Road, maybe to the railroad overpass. And then our town newsletter comes out. It's been at the printer. It goes to the mail over the weekend and or Monday. And so that includes the list of all the roads that the town is going to be both milling and repaving as well as resurfacing. One of the things that I complain that the New York State DOT does not do is they don't resurface the roads. And so they just let them continue to degrade and degrade and degrade. And then they have to do a total repave. So what we do to save that money is, as you start to get the initial wear and tear, we seal all the cracks, and then we do a micro pave or some other surface treatment that basically extends the life of the road in good condition for another 5 to 10 years. So we'll be out doing that work all summer long. As in the past, our crews are going to be doing work for the county, including we're going to be doing a large paving job for Monroe Community College. What that allows us to do is the revenues that generates, that allowed us to bring 2 additional MEOs. It's a position in the highway department, but 2 additional employees onto the staff. So in the summer, they're essentially that additional workload helps us do both our town work and the county work. But then the nice thing is then in the winter, that gives us 2 additional people to help plowing. And it's part of how we were able to get the plow cycles, a complete cycle from just under 5 hours down to just over 3 hours. So that those extra people come in handy, especially during the winter. Now, granted, this particular winter, that hasn't been a huge issue, but I'm sure this, there will, I think the winters in general are getting milder. I just don't know that we can expect them to all be as mild as this past winter was. So construction is moving forward on the spray park, and we did place the order for the equipment, and then work is continuing on the town court, as well as part of that project, we are reconfiguring the entrance to town hall and the whole complex. So there will be times when the entrance to town hall is closed as they're doing some of that work, especially when they're installing some of the drain pipes that go under the road were in really rough shape. So we've had to replace some of those. When that's the case, there will be detour signs up. You can come in through the Highland entrance. And that's one of the things we will be improving right now, when you come in through the Highland entrance, you got to snake around the DPW parking lot. There will be a new road that goes directly from the Highland Road entrance over to Town Hall, and basically there's going to be a traffic loop. So where that connects with the entrance from Town Hall into the Town Hall parking lot. So it'll be much easier to get in and out of Town Hall. And looking forward to that. So again, our town crews are doing all that work. So a lot going on. Right now we're responding to an emergency situation with the Rochester water supply. So their supply comes through Henrietta from Hemlock Lake through a number of large pipes, and the 36-inch diameter pipe sprung a leak. It's a metal pipe, so they have to weld it. To weld it, they're going to have to close two shutoff valves, drain the entire pipe, weld it. We have to provide a place for that water to go without it flooding the area. So our crews have been working on that this morning. This is especially problematic since, for those who've been following the news, know that there was a body found in the reservoir on Cobb's Hill. This feeds that reservoir as well as the water system, or the water, and so the fact that they can't use reservoir water means that they're very dependent on getting this pipe up and flowing at full rate again. So we've been assisting with them. They're paying any out-of-pocket costs, but we're basically, as being, for lack of a better way to put it, being good neighbors. As we have some crew availability, we've been having our crews help them get the work done. So that's about it. Go Tigers. By the time you see this, they will hopefully have already won the Atlantic Hockey Championship. So that's Saturday. It's basically, so if you're watching this online, it'll have been yesterday.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Steve. And thank you for being here. Thank you for our previous guests who had to be taped individually. And thank you all for watching. Remember, this airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. Just like our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you will be notified when this show is broadcast. That's all for this week. Bye-bye for now.
Take care.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.